Hello friends and welcome to Digital Learn Academy. The topic we are going to be studying today is that of bottom trawling, which has been recently in news because it was banned by Sri Lanka on the. This topic is very important from a perspective of paper 2 as well as paper 3 in mains. In paper 2 it becomes important because of the international relations between India and Sri Lanka and the impact this can have on the local communities of India, especially Tamil Nadu fishermen. On paper 3, it is important because it touches upon the environmental aspect of bottom trawling and its impact on the seabed. Now, let us begin by studying what is basically bottom trawling. Now, what is a trawl? A trawl is nothing else but a fishing net. So, bottom trawling, by that logic, is basically fishing in deep sea bed. So it is very different from the normal fishing which we see being done in ponds or rivers or lakes, in that it's a much larger industrial level exercise. The amount of catch runs into tons, and it is basically an indiscriminate killing of all the marine mammals rather than fishing for a particular type of breed of fish. The bottom trawling is divided into basically two types, benthic and demersal. Bottom trawling or benthic trawling is defined as trawling along the seafloor. On the other hand, demersal or midwater trawling is when the trawling or the fishing is done in between the water column of the sea, not at the very top, neither at the very bottom. It is also referred to as dragging. Now, the bottom trawling target fishes living closer to the seabed, which are also called as groundfish, and it also targets semi-pelagic species, that is, the species which sometimes live in deep water and sometimes come to the shallower water, such as cod, squid, shrimp, rockfish, etc. Bottom trawling is considered more harmful than midwater trawling because it has more impact on ocean ecology. It redrags all the sediments which are there on the ocean floor, which includes industrial pollutants like DDT, benzene, etc., which have flown over a period of time and are well settled now. They get mixed again in the ocean food chain, and by that means they get mixed into the food chain of humans as well. And the bycatch, that is, bycatch is basically defined as the items caught which are not marketable, which are not saleable, which are not required, and thus are unnecessarily killed and are then just thrown back into the sea. So the bycatch proportion in case of bottom trawling is much higher than in case of midwater trawling. Now let's take a deeper look at the anatomy of a bottom trawl. Now, trawling raises plumes of sediments from the ocean floor, introducing pollution that has settled on the bottom back into the water. These plumes are so big that they are clearly visible from space. The nets used in bottom trawling catch enormous amounts of unwanted fish and other marine life. As bycatch, these animals are discarded back into the sea to die. In shrimp trawls, so the trawling is also defined on the basis of the type of animals that they want to catch. It can be shrimp trawl, it can be otter trawl, it can be so many different types of trawls. So in case of shrimp trawl, up to 90% of the catch is bycatch. Now the nets are kept open by a pair of trawl doors which are dragged around the seafloor. Each of these, because otherwise the nets might collapse, and if these doors are not there, the nets might this and this. If these doors are not there, the nets might collapse and you might end up not catching any of the fish. Hence, these doors are kept open by up to 5 ton of weight. Now just imagine this kind of weight being dragged through the mud on the seabed. It just completely destroys the seabed ecology and it creates massive harm on the ocean ecology. The trawling apparatus bulldozes the seafloor, destroying fragile coral reefs and other bottom dwelling life. The environmental impact, as we just saw, are overfishing. In fact, the bycatch ratio, as you saw, is around 90%. So for every 1 kg of fish caught which is marketable, 9 kg of unmarketable fish is being caught. So this is a clear example of overfishing. Resuspension. We already discussed this. It is basically all the persistent organic pollutants which were already settled on the seabed and were moved out of the food chain, get reintroduced into them. They get absorbed by the organisms, plants as well as animals which are living in and around the area where the trawling has happened. It affects kelp production. Kelp is basically small plants which are part of the nutrition, which are a major nutrition source for many of the benthic animals. There is a huge loss of other flora and fauna in terms of bycatch. The damage to corals, as we all know, the corals are the rainforests of sea, and they give shelter to a lot of biodiversity within the oceans. So there is a tremendous damage to corals also, as the doors and the nets are dragged through the seabed. Whatever corals come in the way, they are also scooped up and they are destroyed forever, because growing of corals takes hundreds and thousands of years. So once it's gone, it's practically gone. This kind of fishing, as we can very well assume, is unsustainable, because one trawler, an area through which a trawler passes, is completely left devoid of any possibility of fishing and catching for a very long period of time. This also raises problem of decline in the fishing grounds, and as the human population is increasing, it is projected to go up to 9 billion by the year 2050. Then the need for food for these people is also going to increase, especially for island nations, and in even in developing countries. The demand of fish is increasing with the rising incomes. If this kind of fishing continues and the fishing grounds keep deteriorating, and the amount of fish available keeps getting lower and lower, it will also lead to food scarcity over a period of time. Now, coming to the current news, Sri Lanka has taken a decision banning the destructive fishing practice of bottom trawling in their waters, making violators liable for a fine of approximately 20,000 INR and 2 years of imprisonment. In this regard, an amendment to country's Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Act was passed unanimously, in effect declaring the fishing method an offence. Now, from a means perspective, you are not supposed to be studying or remembering the names of this act, that Fishery and Aquatic Resources Act, or the amount of fine or the number of years of imprisonment. You're just expected to know that this is a legal offense now as far as Sri Lanka's law is concerned, and there is both a monetary as well as a physical incarceration as an option. Now, Sri Lanka is not the first country to do this. It is in fact backed by many other international examples. Canada did it in case of Nova Scotia. It acted to protect vulnerable coral reef ecosystems from bottom trawling. Then European Union in 2004 applied a precautionary approach and closed the sensitive Darwin mounts of Scotland to bottom trawling. The country of Palau has banned all bottom trawling within its jurisdiction and by any Palauan or Palauan corporation anywhere in the world. So Palau has taken a much wider stance on this issue of bottom trawling. Hong Kong had passed legislation banning trawling in 2011, and the government paid billions of dollars to affect the trawlers in a buyout scheme. Persons who contravened the ban could be fined or imprisoned under the law that was passed. Even New Zealand in 2011 closed multiple areas within its exclusive economic zone to bottom trawling, including areas like Chatham Rise, subantarctic waters, North Island, etc. This goes to show that this bottom trawling is impacting, and the effect is being felt by countries across the globe and not only Sri Lanka. So, in this light, let us go ahead and see the impact of this decision on various aspects. Now, considering that India is the closest neighbor of Sri Lanka, the impact on India is definitely going to be the first and foremost. Now, in case of India, the development could directly impact a section of fishermen from Tamil Nadu who engage in bottom trawling and often been found trespassing into Sri Lanka's territorial waters. Now, these people would have bought their trawlers which they cannot use, so that's a financial hit on them. If they are found to be trespassing in water, they might have to pay money as a penalty, or even they might be imprisoned for 2 years at a time. Along international waters, it is very difficult to demarcate the exact boundary. It is not a land. You cannot just bury signposts and make somebody aware. So it is very difficult to demarcate, and it hence there are always so many fishermen issues going on between India, Sri Lanka, India, Pakistan, and so on. So, given this background, the enforcement of this law is also going to be a challenge. Also, this can lead to local issues within India, as was seen as a result of this impact. There was there was a strike called by the fishermen of Tamil Nadu as soon as this law was passed. But on a global level, this law is going to have a is going to have a positive impact in terms of strengthening demand for global law. As of now, there is no UN law to prevent bottom trawling, as most of the resistance is coming from smaller countries like Tuvalu, Palau, etc. And in juxtaposition to them, there are countries like USA, Japan, which are and even India, which are engaging in bottom trawling as a means to provide food to its ever increasing population, and the short term economic merits of it are not allowing the countries to be able to take long term measures which are going to be in benefit of larger global population. The environmental impact of this decision is definitely going to be much higher. Experts are even claiming that such a decision can raise per fisherman catch by a ratio of 2. So currently, if a fisherman catches 100 kg of fish in one go, he may, over a period of time, if the fishing grounds are allowed to heal, he will be able to catch up to 200 kg of fish using the same kind of trawlers. Apart from these, all the environmental impacts which we saw, overfishing, resuspension, loss of flora and fauna, coral damage, unsustainable fishing, will also be applicable as a positive environmental impact. So, as we saw this topic, the points which we need to note is the definition of bottom trawling, impact that it has, the reason why it has been banned, the environmental impact that it has, as well as the international connotations of this decision being taken by Sri Lanka. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and keep coming back for more such informative videos to help in your preparation. Thank you. Please like and subscribe to Digital Academy. Hoping for a good day for all of you. Wishing a very good day to all of you. Thank you very much.